The Adirondack Mountains in winter are both beautiful and brutal. Winter mountaineers can expect to encounter ice, blizzard-like winds, large amounts of snow, and sub-zero temperatures, making summits challenging and sometimes dangerous. They will also be rewarded with seemingly unreal blue skies and crisp landscapes. The first recorded winter 46er was Edgar B in March of 1962, 37 years after Herbert Clark and the Marshall brothers became the first 46ers. As of 2020, there have been over 13,000 46ers, but only 971 winter 46ers, proving that becoming a winter 46er is no easy task. My journey to become a winter 46er was more than just climbing mountains. It was about friendship. Tom, who I now call my blood brother, introduced me to the high peaks. My first summits, Phelps and Tabletop, were in June of 2014. He was working towards his 46er with his eye on becoming a winter 46er. As our friendship grew, my summit count also increased. Tom invited me on my first winter 46er to Dix Mountain in December of 2016. He later finished his 46er the same year with a winter summit on Whiteface. As Tom worked towards his winter 46er, I worked towards my regular 46er with many of my summits in winter. I finished my regular 46er on Nippletop in February of 2020, of course with Tom. At the beginning of the winter of 2020, I had 22 winter summits left. Tom was 13 ahead of me. I worked hard to play catch up with the help of my friends Sam and Eric in one solo trip in the Seward Range. I finished out the 2020 season with an overnight camping trip with Tom. We hiked Haystack, Basin, and Saddleback, probably my favorite hike in the Adirondacks, and then enjoyed a sunrise summit on Big Slide. At the beginning of this winter season, Tom and I both had 5 summits left, but only one in common, Gothics. We independently completed our hikes. Along the way, I enjoyed experiencing my son's first winter 46er on Sawteeth. Now, all that was left was Gothics. We had several friends and family members joining us from Buffalo. Tom drove up with his daughter, Kyla. Eric and Jessica drove together, and I rode with Bob and Molly. This would be Bob and Kyla's first winter 46er. We rented the Weitzel Trails cabin, which was big enough for our group, with a large common area, kitchen, 2 bathrooms, and 4 bedrooms. This cabin is on the Adirondack Mountain Club property at Heart Lake. In summer, it hosts the professional trail crew. One of the walls of the cabin is adorned by pictures of topless trail crews from each year.
Sammy Bananas, Pool Boy Bones, Judge Jersey.
We ordered pizza and enjoyed each other's company. Tom was Tom, telling stories and performing his customary tequila toast.
Our best effort. All right.
Arriba.
Arriba.
Abajo.
Abajo.
Izquierda.
Esquerda.
Derecha.
Derecha.
El Centro.
El Centro.
El Drinko.
El Drinko.
Yay! I forgot the most important rule.
Oh.
Lips on the crack. No
Obviously.
lips on the leather. These are community boots.
Okay.
Lips on the crack, no lips on the leather. Cheers.
Cheers.
We should all get that tattoo after.
After a few rounds of dominoes and cards, double checking our gear, and several beers, we called it a night. We woke to a chilly morning that was warmed up by fresh coffee, sourdough, and scrambled eggs.
What was your first winter 46er?
First winter 46er was 1992. Marcy, the most Colden, the most god-awful conditions, 35 and rainy.
What made you decide to hike Colden in the winter?
Oh, because me and my buddy wanted a challenge. We had done a bunch of regular 46ers, so we're like, let's get some winter out of the bag.
And did you have micro spikes and snowshoes and?
Actually, back then we had cruddy old snowshoes, but we used old-fashioned instep crampons that had these very long straps, and very thick, heavy leather boots.
And you had really nice breathable
No breathable. It was
gear and
we weren't.
Gore-Tex
was
and
in its infancy, and we had lots of wool. Wool was our only wet insulation, which was effective but uncomfortable.
After boiling a ton of water for the trail, we geared up and headed to the trailhead.
All right, Mike. Number one was
First one was Dick's. You brought me on it. I had no idea what to expect. It was a rocky start. We slept in the exit at 87, right?
yeah, very cold, short
I think
night.
you had a hot water tank going bad, and we got 2 hours of sleep at the exit. Started it, and it was awesome. I loved it. But we encountered like 4 or 5 feet of snow at the summit, and I remember we went up the wrong slide, bushwhacked back over to the trail, and that was my first encounter with a spruce trap.
That's right, tree wells. That's right.
I fell right through. I was up to my chest in snow, and it was a little challenging to get out of it, but it was an awesome summit, awesome day, and never thought I would even consider doing a winter 46er, and never thought I would even finish a winter 46er. As we drove to the trailhead, we took in the sunrise, hoping the sun will warm up the day. The plan for the day is to start at the AMR parking lot in St. Hubert's, walking on Osable Road to the end of Lake Road, where we will cross the dam and visit Rainbow Falls. We'll then head up the trail to the junction of Sawteeth and Pyramid. If the crew is feeling good, we'll do the short out and back to Sawteeth, and then proceed over Pyramid to our final destination of Gothics. After a celebration, we'll head back down to Lake Road and the trailhead. All right, Tom. So it's time.
It's it.
Let's do it.
Number
Gothics,
46.
46. Let's do it, buddy.
Right on. We're gonna do it.
All right, let's hit the trail. Get warmed up a little bit.
Yes.
Everything was going as planned until we learned Eric forgot to grab his snowshoes after switching cars in the morning. He's heading back to the cabin and will try to catch up with us. So we proceeded down the trail without him, taking in the views as we made our way to the base of the mountain.
Will you help me build a bridge with the birds? Maybe even give me a couple of words. Light up the candle at the darkest hour. Volcanoes and leaves coming down like a shower. So when I get there, I know where I stand. Out in the valley in the sinking sand. Deep in my lungs, I can feel some relief. 'Cause it's been a while since I tried to believe.
Bro, it took you 3 hours to get here. I was expecting 2.5. What happened?
Nice job, dude. Way to make up some time.
Yeah, good job.
Don't forget your snowshoes. Rule number 1.
Rule number 2?
Don't forget your snowshoes.
Well, you do realize everything happens in threes. So
Well, I did take the wrong
took
trail.
the wrong
Right.
trail. That's two.
There's one more.
You
Number
gotta
3.
find one more.
Way to go.
Take a breath, man.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
We decided not to do Sawteeth, so we got not plenty of time, but
Jessica
Enough
wants
time.
a big hug. She was truly worried about you.
I didn't think I was gonna catch you guys.
after being reunited with Eric, we continued to the junction of Sawteeth and Pyramid. The trail to Pyramid was not broken up, but well worth the effort for the views atop Pyramid.
To walk alongside the lost souls. And would you be there if I asked you? The sun sets the hotels.
First winter summit. Not a 46er yet, but what does it feel like?
Amazing. Love the views.
So all of that prep work beforehand.
I know.
How does it feel?
It was worth it.
Definitely worth it.
The hike up was definitely worth it for these views. A little bit harder in the snow, but we made it.
Hopefully the other group is behind us here.
Yep, hopefully.
We took some quick photos on Pyramid and headed to Gothics.
Thank you all for joining us on our 46er. All right, cheers everyone. Salute.
Congratulations.
Nostrovia.
Well done, Mike. Well done.
Congratulations, Tom.
Way to go, boys. Hey, I had made a promise.
Does anyone want a second?
I had made a promise never to do a high peak for a second time until I'd covered all of the other peaks. However, an exception was made, and deservedly so. This is the second time on Gothics, but how could I miss when my two hiking buddies asked me to join them for the Winter 46er. I'm honored to be here, and what a hiking crew to enjoy this with.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
After an incredible summit on Gothics and our customary shot, we headed down the mountain past Gothics Cornice. Of course, we did some glissading and then stopped at Beaver Meadow Falls for a group picture. Now that we're off the mountain, how was your first Winter 46er?
My first Winter 46er was extra special because of the crew that we went with and the fact that it was your Winter 46er. It was your final Winter 46er. You guys did a great job leading this motley but ambitious crew. So proud of you boys.
Yeah.
Proud of you boys for the whole thing, but especially for taking good care of us today.
Thanks, Bob.
We started as a group and finished as a group. That was the objective, right?
How you feeling, Tom?
Top of the world, brother.
It's an incredible feeling to be a Winter 46er. I'm thankful for the journey, the friends I've met along the way, and the challenge. Now on to the next adventure.
There we go.
Nice, dude.
Did it.